Hello and welcome to Tantra Thoughts. Today we're going to do a video on a blog that I wrote some time ago now. It's called 3 Things You Need to Know About the Mind in Order to Do Your Meditation Well. The mind can be divided into 3 things: the Citta, the Aham, and the Mahat. Citta, Aham, and Mahat. Sanskrit words. Alright, let's start with the Citta. The Citta is the part of your mind that is busy, the part of your mind that is fearful, the part of your mind that is not at peace. It's the animalistic, reptilian part of your mind. Okay? Now, why is it that human beings have the Citta as a component of their mind? It's very simple. Because for thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of years, human beings lived like animals. Human beings lived much like a monkey, swinging from branch to branch, worried about what they're going to eat next, worried about predators, worried about food, mating, and that's it. So therefore, imagine if as a species, this is our history, and this was life for tens of thousands of years, it makes sense that today we would still have some of those things embedded in our mind. As thousands of years went by, the human mind evolved, and it was no longer just Citta stuff. It evolved toward now having the Aham. And what is the Aham? The Aham became this awareness in the human mind that was, I do. The awareness that I do something, which you may already be guessing is exactly the ego. Human beings didn't always have an ego. Tens of thousands of years ago, I didn't care if I was wearing an Armani shirt or a polo shirt. We didn't care if we were driving this car or that car. There was no ego because there was no sense of self. And when the ego developed in human beings, that is when we saw the rise of intellect. So it wasn't such a bad thing, of course, developing an ego, because it also helped to develop intellect. But soon after the Aham was developed and intellect was developed, the mind evolved toward attaining something called the Mahat, which is the 3rd part of the mind that we're going to talk about today. What is the Mahat? The Mahat is that aspect of your mind that feels peace, that feels Zen. Has it ever happened to you that you're walking in the woods and maybe you started that walk with, okay, at 5 o'clock I gotta go and meet my friend, and at 6 o'clock I gotta write that email, and by 9 o'clock I have to be in bed for work, right? Let's say it's a Sunday afternoon. But you start walking in the woods, and then suddenly the emails don't matter, the things that are gonna happen later don't matter. You are totally at peace and in the moment. What has happened then is that your mind just entered the Mahat zone. It moved way further away from the Citta. It is now in the Mahat. But all along, whether you are in the Citta and you're worried about emails and you're frantic about things going on in your life, or you're in the Mahat, like say walking through the woods, the Aham is in both places. So it's really that the ego can either be in the Citta of the mind or it can be in the Mahat. So when you do meditation, at first it's frustrating because maybe you can't concentrate. Maybe you've been working so hard, you have so many projects, so many plans. You sit for meditation, you can only think about those things. So it takes you 10, 15, 20 minutes to finally get into the meditation, right? So for those 20 minutes, guess what? Your mind was in the Citta. But when it goes toward the time that you can start concentrating, your mind is now in the Mahat. And when your mind is in the Mahat, it can be the Atman, and then the Atman can merge with infinite consciousness. The Atman is your true self, is your soul. Another way of looking at this is this. The Citta is sort of like, imagine like static waves. When you're in the Citta part of your mind is doing this. If somebody were to take a scan of that, it would be like static waves. When it's in the Aham, which is, it always is going to be in the Aham, it's more like bouncy waves. But when it's in the Mahat, it's just a straight line. So it's like the ocean, the surface of the ocean is the Citta. It's busy, it's got waves, there's lots of things going on. But as you go deeper into the ocean, it is just stillness. And that is where you want to be during your meditation. You want to be in the Mahat, you want to be in the stillness. There are many ways to get to the Mahat. It happens, if you're a painter, you know that feeling that when you paint and you're in the zone, nothing matters. You're just at peace in that moment. When you're a musician and you're just playing your guitar or piano, you go into the Mahat. When you're doing yoga and you're done, you feel relaxed, you're in the Mahat. Getting to the Mahat is what you need in order to get to the Atman, which is your true self or your consciousness. And from there, you merge that with infinite consciousness, which is the goal of our tantric meditation. So I hope this video was helpful, and what it encourages you to do is to seek moments and times where you can get into the Mahat. You can do it through meditation, you can do it through yoga, and from the Mahat, reconvert that into your consciousness, identify it as your true consciousness, and then merge with infinite consciousness. All right? Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaskar. Baba Namo Kevala, Baba Namo Kevala, Baba Namo